In today's video, we'll explore the phenomenon of hate and why many people direct criticism towards certain altcoins. While I understand the perspective of those who criticize, ultimately, I believe the responsibility lies with them. If they're dissatisfied, it means they've done something wrong and should take a closer look at the situation. Let's start from the beginning and answer the question of why so many people harshly criticize some altcoins, especially those from the previous cycle. Most of those who throw hate towards these projects are simply looking to get rich quick and don't understand the intricacies of investments, especially in cryptocurrencies. I don't claim to be an expert in the field, but over the past 4 or 5 years, I've experienced a lot in this regard. Every time I complained, I realized that I hadn't done my homework properly and thus lost money. People are mainly upset because they've lost money. When I say this, I mean situations where the price of a coin has skyrocketed, people bought in, and then the price underwent a correction of 40–50% or even more. It's normal to be upset in such situations. I'm not talking about ghost projects or Ponzi schemes that steal your money, but about healthy projects. Let's take Multiverse X as an example. Many entered this project when the coin was above $150. When the price rose to over $500, many didn't sell, and when it dropped below $50, no one was happy. What can you do in such a situation, you may wonder? Before I answer that question, I want to emphasize an often overlooked aspect. Projects like Multiverse X have continued to progress even in unfavorable market conditions. They've significantly improved their ecosystem during these tough times. I could say that now the Multiverse X ecosystem is 10 times better than when the price was at $500. How is it possible for the ecosystem to grow so much while the price remains stagnant? There are numerous aspects to consider. One of them is that this bull market is just beginning. Initially, investors focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum. After these have grown exponentially and profits aren't as high, investors turn their attention to other altcoins. If you're one of those who entered a project like Multiverse X when the market was rising and now you're at a loss of 60–70%, what could you do in such a bear market? Of course, it wouldn't be advisable to sell, but rather to accumulate even more. Let me give you an example to better understand. When I first bought EGLD, Multiverse X's coin, it cost me over $120 per coin. When I saw the price drop below $100, I started accumulating. Thus, after 2 years of the bear market, the average price per coin is now $40. How did I achieve this? Simple. I continued to buy during the downturns, thereby reducing the average cost per coin. So, consistent accumulation during bear markets can be a wise strategy to optimize your investment in altcoins. I applied this strategy to all the older coins I had in my portfolio, like Gala, One, Phantom, and many others, including Doge and Shiba, following the same principle. Now, with this recent uptick in altcoins, I'm in profit somewhere around 2 to 3 times, depending on the project. Of course, I could have chosen to complain and blame others for my decisions, but I preferred to see how I could positively navigate out of this situation for myself and my portfolio. I'm not saying it's impossible to invest in a project that doesn't deliver as promised, leading to significant losses. It's possible because I've experienced it myself. For instance, I entered a pre-sale for a certain project, and its listing was disastrous. With such an investment, there isn't much I can do, but that's where research and information come in. I believe that with proper research, the chances of investing in such projects are very slim. Out of over 20 projects I've invested in, only one hasn't delivered as promised up to this point, excluding meme coins like Shiba, Pepe, and others, which I won't go into here. When you invest in such coins, you must be aware that there's a chance you might not see those funds again. But even with these meme coins, if you had invested during this bear market, you would have been in profit by now. But what happens when the bear market hits hard? Many people prefer to exit crypto altogether or simply lose interest in it. I understand that, but you can't make money that way. Intelligent people who make money in these markets, not necessarily just in crypto but also in the stock market, love bear market periods the most because that's when you buy at a great price. And of course, when hype builds up and everyone starts talking and buying, you just sell. This was my first bear market, and from the beginning, I understood what I needed to do. If you watch the videos I posted during those times, you'll hear me say numerous times that I was preparing for the bull market, even when we were in the midst of the bear. So, I'm telling you now that I'm already preparing for the next bear market, even though this bull market is just beginning. Friends, I want to debunk the myth that you need a lot of money to get into investments in crypto. Well, it's false. If you have a well-structured plan, you can make a lot of money with just $50 a week over a few years, provided you invest when you should and sell when you should. I've talked about buying and selling on this channel before, so I won't repeat myself in this video. But broadly speaking, when you devise your buying strategy and enter the market, make sure you also have a strategy for selling and exiting the market. What I can tell you about this is that what you do with your profit is extremely important. Will you go on vacation or buy a car? It depends on you and your strategy. Personally, I don't plan to convert more than 20% of my profit into fiat currency. According to my calculations, if I'm smart and stick to my plan over 2 to 3 bull bear cycles, I can make a 6-figure sum, even if I invest just $50 a week. So I decided to conduct this experiment with myself to see if it works. Until now, I strongly believe it will, but the hardest part is just beginning. Why? Well, I believe it's mentally challenging to hold on to money when you've never had a large sum before and suddenly you do. And I believe it's hard to hold on to it because in these investments, you might need to hold on to that money for 1 or 2 years until the next cycle begins. But I think it's achievable, and I'm currently in the process of testing it. So, if you want to see if my plan and strategy work, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you enjoy this information. Now, why do you think some people spread hate? Of course, they don't understand what they've invested in and expect to get rich quickly. But another aspect that few understand is cryptocurrency inflation. As a small example, when Multiverse X's coin reached over $500, there were a certain number of coins in circulation. Well, now that the number of coins has increased and automatically reached over $500 again, more money is needed in the ecosystem than before. In case there's anyone among you who doesn't know how to calculate market cap, allow me to explain it quickly. You take the number of coins in circulation and multiply it by the value of the coin, and that's how you can see the market cap of that project. For example, if you have 100 coins in circulation and each coin is worth $10, you have a market cap of $1,000. Well, if tomorrow, instead of 100 coins, you have 200 coins in circulation because of this inflation, and the price of the coin drops from $10 to $5, even though you still have a market cap of $1,000 like before the inflation, the price won't reach that level again. I hope you understand the idea because most projects from the previous cycle have experienced inflation in recent years, making it very difficult for them to reach their previous levels. Speaking of Multiverse X again, it's a bit different for them because they have a maximum supply of 31 million compared to other projects that have hundreds of millions of coins. But even for them, inflation is felt, and yes, it's hard to beat the old all-time high, but not impossible. Well, if you understand all this information, you should be able to get through this period more easily, so I recommend watching this video several times if necessary. And now, as we approach the end, I want you to understand that those who spread hate on projects that are building are doing so because they lack basic investment knowledge. Because if they did, they would understand that first and foremost, as an investor, they are responsible and should take responsibility for their mistakes. When over 50 NFTs worth over 5K, plus many other coins were stolen from me, I didn't blame anyone else but myself. I sat and thought about what I could do to prevent this from happening again. And yes, I like to think of myself as a fighter, and I don't have time to complain. I hope this video helps you, and don't forget that there will be tough and difficult moments again someday, and then this video can save you. So don't hesitate to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification button to be notified every time I post a new video. And if you want to sleep peacefully, I recommend purchasing a ledger, a hard wallet, from the description below to avoid negative experiences with hackers and scammers. Thank you for sticking with me until this moment, And until next time, all the best.